Seated. As you're being seated, let's look in the bulletin for our prayer of confession this morning. Let us honestly confess our shortcomings to the God whose love never lets us go. How easy it is for us to see others in terms of black and white and allow ourselves shades of gray. How quickly we judge others by what they fail to do, and how quick we are to give excuses for our actions. How easy it is for us to look askance at how someone is spending their money, and how fast we are to make allowances for our own spending habits. How readily we hold others to the rules, and how quick we are to allow ourselves to bend the rules to justify our actions. We are so eager to hold everyone accountable to the letter of the law and to give ourselves a measure of grace. Forgive us, O God, for playing you. In these moments of stillness, release us from the harshness of our ways and fill us with the love of Christ, that we might extend the gift of grace which has been so graciously given to us. Amen. Listen. Hear the good news. The grace of God surrounds us and goes before us, and God's love for us is stronger than our misdeeds. You are forgiven. Receive the good news and breathe in the breath of God's forgiving love. And all God's people said, Amen. We come to that point in our order of worship where we pause to come before the Lord in prayer. This is an opportunity that we have to bring up those things that we want to share with one another, those joys, those thanksgivings, those prayer concerns. As we come together in prayer this morning, let's continue to remember Beth Hagan in our prayers. I think one of the posts I saw this week was that she got to take the first shower since the surgery. So she said there's little things in life that mean a lot. So let's continue to pray for her as she recovers and gets stronger with each day. Let's continue to lift up Dean Bieber in our prayers. You know, he fell a couple of weekends ago and some ribs and an arm. Let's keep him in our prayers. Let's continue to pray for Jenny Shoup and Pat Woods. And let's give a word of thanks to Barbara Hargrove. Back, Monday a week ago, she was supposed to help with Vacation Bible School, but she got a call from her son, and his wife was expecting, and something was happening, and she had to rush off to, I'm assuming it's Northern Virginia. Well, the baby was born this past Thursday. Justin and Kim Hargrove are now the proud parents, and Barbara's the proud grandparent, I'm assuming, of Riker Hargrove, born on Thursday at 7 pounds, 9 ounces, and 21 inches long. So if you hear Barbara or talk to Barbara, let her know that you've heard that she's a new granny, and to give thanks for that this morning. What else do we need to lift up and share? Angie?
You know I have to talk this morning, so. What makes you think it's about you? Okay. I'm on, but it's not working.
Try again.
Okay.
Try, Jacob.
Okay. I don't know if I could say it without even crying, but as a mom, you have no idea how proud I am and what a praise I have for my son being baptized today. But not just that. It's awesome that he is 9 years old and he's not afraid to say that he loves the Lord. But I have to thank some people for that, and this church is a big part of that. And the members of this church are a huge part of that. And Kim Parsons is a huge part of that. When you sit in a classroom full of kids and play with them, it matters. It makes a difference. And I'm just real thankful this morning.
Amen. What else do we need to lift up? She's not turned on. There we go. Try now, Dale. We appreciate you, and we are more than glad to be praying and helping. Larry?
I'm glad that we got new people.
Wish they could come back every week, but that's just a one-time deal for them, until next year at least. Joel? Yep.
Just wanted to give. Do I need this?
Yes.
Thank you for your hospitality. It is wonderful to be able to come 700 miles and be with family, family that we hadn't met until this morning. So thank you all very much, and extend a warm invitation. Should you ever find yourselves coming north, you have a place of welcome, and stay with us, and may the Lord bless and keep you all. I have been praying for you ever since Terry was appointed here. It's wonderful to be able to put a face to those prayers.
Any other prayers? Got one? Okay.
My mom is having a real rough time right now. They just, she had been in rehab, then she went back to Preston Place, which is the Alzheimer's unit. And now the Alzheimer's unit said she was not able to stay there, so we now have moved her to Wexford House, which is a nursing home. So if you'll just pray for her and for us, it's a big adjustment.
Larry?
Do it for my mommy, cause my mommy's ankle's been hurting a lot, and at work she has to work a lot for us, and she has to stand up at work, and this morning she had to go really early, and her ankle is still hurting really bad.
Okay, so pray for your mom's ankle. What else? Kim?
We have 3 days down at school. and a new traffic pattern at all the schools. And I don't think a few more days to go. But I don't think we had any accidents. That was a good thing. Very few kids missed the bus. Just remember the kids though, because we've got to go a whole week this week, and the sun is going to be shining. So just be in prayer for our kids having to be sitting in a classroom for another whole week here.
What else?
Terry,
Yes.
we need to remember Rick Campbell and his family in our prayers. He's the IT director out at Mountain Empire, and he's battling a serious illness. So.
Okay, Rick Campbell. What else?
I'd like to ask for everybody's prayers this week. I had my first cyber knife radiation treatment Friday, and it wasn't bad. I thought, oh dear, how's this going to be? But then I had it like at 1:40, and then when I got home, I was feeling pretty feisty. But then I hit the wall about 4 o'clock, and then clunk. But it wasn't bad, and I'm so thankful. And I just hope that it's going to be the thing that works. And I have 4 days this week to do that. And also, I want to mention to you, if you all remember Rosalind LeDuc. Well, she and her husband, are in Chattanooga area. And Rosalind called me last week, and my college roommate that I haven't seen in 60 years is a member of her church. And they're going to drive up to see me this week. And I'm so excited to see her because she was such a lovely person. I just can't wait to see her. So that's a blessing.
It is.
So thank you so much.
Almost fell that time. What else do we need to lift up? Well, let's go before the Lord in prayer. As we come into your presence this morning, most gracious God, we ask that you indeed would pour your Spirit out upon us. Your Spirit moves in such remarkable ways that we don't always understand and comprehend its power and presence in our life. But we know that you give us guidance, We know that you bring healing. We know that you give us strength when our strength fails, that you give us a sense of peace when all around us the world seems to be coming in upon us. We know that you are there to shower your love upon us through the Spirit. And we know, most gracious God, that wherever we go, we carry that Spirit with us. We ask that a special portion of that Spirit would be upon this mission team as they go to Redbird Mission this week, that you would strengthen them to be faithful witnesses for your kingdom, and that you would give them the knowledge they need to do the things they have to do, and that you'd see them safely back home next weekend. We thank you for the opportunities we have to reach out, for the opportunities we have, most gracious God, to share your word through voice as well as through action. Help us. Help us to know that we can be your people, that we can be your witnesses. As we look at the world around us, we see so much that pulls against the teachings of your kingdom. We see wars. We see things happening in countries and in our own country that we look at and go, why, Lord, does that happen? Give us the strength to make it through these difficult times we face. Each day, help us to be molded more and more into the image that you would have of us. And let us put aside our own self-images so that we can become more like Christ. We ask all these things in the name of Christ, who has taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.